Getting ready to start the second half of the 6th grade game here at the Northern Shootout, the 15th annual Northern Shootout. It is the Mac Vision leading the Lima Sparks 18-0. Jeremy Scott here at courtside alongside Kayla Cazell. She's running the camera. And the Sparks will have the ball to start the second half, trying to get off their schneid here. And that's not a good start for them as that's stolen away by Kulwicki. Kulwicki at the other end puts it up and no good. Offensive rebound by Drews. Drews takes us to the floor with it, and then it's the Sparks who end up touching it. Nope, the Vision touch it before it goes out of bounds, and so it comes back to the Sparks. Nice steal there by Kulwicki. She just wasn't able to finish it. And so it's going to come back to Lima. Muntz. And that's stolen away by Peace. Peace pushing the ball up to the other end. She's going to try to take it coast to coast. And Peace is pushed by 32 Muntz. And so that's the first team foul for either side. That's on the Sparks as the Vision will inbound. And it is inbounded. There's a shot that's up, and that is good. That is Bakel for two. And so with that 20-point lead, that means that it will be a running clock until Lima can get onto the scoreboard. And out of bounds it goes, and that's going to come back now to the Vision. To lead it by 20. It will be a running clock again. Over it comes. Cutting into the lane, putting it up and in there. That's Peace. Peace with her first two of the ball game. Now it's 22-0.
Hey, slow down. Slow down.
Bayman being told by the Sparks sideline to slow things down, just let the offense take its course, and then it's stolen away by the Vision. You just can't account for that kind of speed that the Vision have. And up ahead, that's a 3-0 advantage on that fast break. And not able to finish it are the Vision. Boy, I tell you what, that's got to kind of make you sick if you're a Vision fan, because that's the exact scenario you want. You've got a 3-0 fast break opportunity, and then you're not able to finish on it, and it goes out of bounds. Well, no, it's not out of bounds, actually. There was a tie-up and a jump ball, and the possession arrow will favor the Lima Sparks. As Bayman passes it over to Muntz. Muntz, she's going to drive it in the lane, and Muntz will get fouled by Kulwicki on the drive. As Schwartz will take it out of bounds. They stack. They break the stack. Passed into Muntz. Bounce pass over to Bayman. Bayman going to take it into the short corner and back up top. Bayman. And that's taken away by Drews. Drews pushing the ball up the floor now. Into the low post, that comes. A nice block there. Nice defensive play by the Sparks. And then it's taken off of Sparks player, but then there was a Mac Vision player who was lying there on the end line and touched the ball. And so the Sparks will get the ball back. Cunningham will check back in here for the Vision at the next whistle. In the left corner, that's Bayman. Has the ball knocked out of bounds. As the clock again continues to run, it is a running clock because of that big advantage. Cunningham in, Drews out. Schwartz tries to inbound to Scott, goes out of bounds, and it's going to come back to Mac now. Vision on offense. And stolen by Scott. Nice defensive play there to step in front of that pass in the paint. And then she has it almost stolen away from her, but Schwartz ends up with it. And then Schwartz is fouled pretty hard. And that'll be a foul on 55 Huddle. That's the second Vision foul. Inbounded to Bayman. Sparks back on offense. Bayman over to Scott. Scott passes it over to Schwartz. Schwartz in the short corner, and Schwartz on the shot gets fouled, and that's a foul on Bakel. That's the third Vision foul, and because of that foul and because she was in the act of shooting, Kara Schwartz is going to have a chance to step up to the free throw line and get the Sparks onto the scoreboard. Schwartz connects on the first free throw, and that does indeed get the Sparks onto the scoreboard. And then there's a miss by Schwartz. 22-1 though. Sparks are on the scoreboard. As Rettig pushed the ball up the floor. Rettig into the short corner. She puts it up, and that's a bank shot that's in there for Rettig. And so that's how the Vision answer that free throw by increasing their lead to 23. It's 24-1. Short corner, that's Scott. Scott drives the baseline, puts it up, and that hit the bottom of the backboard. Cunningham. Fouled by Scott. Second Sparks foul. Vision lead the Sparks by 23.
2-3 zone. In the 2-3 zone.
That's Kulwicki. And 2-point bucket, rims out on Peace. And it goes out of bounds. As 13 and 42 will check in for the Vision. Good as well as Dorea. And they'll come in for Huddle as well as Peace. So the Sparks on offense. Scott playing the point. Over comes to Kara Schwartz. Schwartz in the corner. And that's a pass that goes through the hands of Griffith and into the waiting hands of a Vision player. That's Kulwicki. Kulwicki. And the pass into the low post. Just a little bit too strong for good. As Leatherman will check back in for the Vision. And Cunningham will sit. 5:15 and winding on this first half clock. Bayman. And it's going to go off of the Vision, and the Sparks will keep possession. Muntz will check back in. Nope, she won't. Not yet for the Sparks. She's getting ready to. Yep, now she does. And she'll check into the ball game for Florence. Scott pounds the ball. They break the stack, and that's Muntz who ends up with it. Muntz pivoting, passing, having it taken away from her, and then there's a scramble for a loose ball, and Scott's the one who ends up with it, and I do believe that Scott's going to be fouled. Yep, they're going to get Kulwicki on that foul. That's the fourth Vision foul. As Schwartz will inbound to Bayman. Bayman will be fouled by Rettig. And that allows Bakel to check back into the ballgame for the Vision, and Kulwicki will sit. Inbounds, and it's taken by the Vision. Vision on the steal, and then Scott on the other end commits a very nice defensive play, pickpocketing Bakel. And on the other end, that's too strong for Schwartz, and out of bounds it goes, and back to the MAC Vision. Again, after this game, we will have a 10th and 11th grade game here on GBA TV. Thanks to everybody who's watching on Facebook and on YouTube. But be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube and follow GBA Basketball on Facebook. Shot from the short corner. That is nothing but the bottom of the net for Leatherman. So she's got 4 points. The Vision have 26. The Sparks have 1. Scott. for 3, and that's an air ball out of bounds. And back it comes to the Vision now. We're under 3 minutes to go. You know, in a game like this, you really see what depth can do for you. The MAC Vision, I'm counting these players. They've got 10. The Sparks have 6, and that just makes a world of difference, and that is showing up in this ball game as the ball goes out of bounds off of the Vision. But you really see what a deep bench can do for you. Every single player on this MAC Vision team has contributed. Maybe not on the scoreboard, but each one has had her name called here today. Sparks only have 6 players, so that really kind of puts them at a disadvantage. You can tell that they're a tough team just when they come up against a team like this, a very deep team like the MAC Vision. It's just so hard to compete with that kind of depth. So the jump ball favors the Vision, the possession arrow does, and with 2 minutes to go, they have the ball back.
How many timeouts do I have?
And that's a steal, stolen away by Griffith. Griffith is going to push to the other end, put it up with one hand, and it goes out of bounds off of Rettig. Rettig was waiting for that rebound, but she wasn't quite able to corral that ball. As the Sparks will call a timeout, it's 26-1. The Vision lead the Sparks. Vision in total control of this one from the outset. 1:42 to play in the second half. We'll be back with the conclusion right here on GBA TV. Back to the action here. The Sparks will inbound it off of the timeout. And that is Scott. Passing it over to Griffith. Griffith puts it up. That's no good. It's off the backboard, and that's taken by Bayman. Bayman puts it back up. Put back attempt no good for her. And that's Bakel. Bakel who has it for the Vision. Up ahead it comes to Rettig. Rettig underneath the hoop. She puts it up, and she's going to be called for a travel. They're going to say once she gathered that pass, she walked with it, and it comes back to the Lima Sparks with 1:15 and winding on that running clock. And that's Muntz playing the point. Muntz in the lane. She had the ball stripped away from her. Technical foul called on the Sparks bench.
What did he say?
That foul was on Bakel on the Vision. However, the Lima Sparks coach just got teed up. He was told to sit down by the referee, and he continued to plead his case, and so Bakel, who committed that foul, will be heading to the free throw line. And she misses on the front end of this technical trip. 20 seconds left. She could theoretically just dribble it out and not take another shot, but it's good reps. And she's short on that one. And with 3 seconds to go, the ball is inbounded. And Baker will put up a shot, and it's no good. And that's how this one will, kind of a bizarre finish to this one. 26-1, the MAC Vision take this one over the Lima Sparks. And we'll be back with a high school game right here on GBA TV.